So it was announced today that Halo 5 Guardians will be running at 60 frames per second. It's been confirmed running to be in campaign and in multiplayer. There is a link in the description to take you to an article that discusses that Halo 5 is indeed 60 frames per second. One thing that I find kind of weird is they haven't announced the resolution of the game. Now, from day one, 343's been trying to get Halo 5 Guardians 1080p 60 frames per second. That was their #1 focus, which is why we lost split screen, because they had to cut that in order to keep that 60 frames per second 100%. Looking at the article, they talked to one of the developers. One of the issues that in the past people would have with 60 frames per second or even 1080p on the Xbox One was the ERAM, and they said, quote, "It didn't cause any issues for us." And then they were also asked about the resolution. When they didn't state they were going to talk about resolution, guys said, quote, "So we're still optimizing the game as we haven't launched, so we haven't locked in our final resolution yet, but we will talk more about that in the future." Don't really understand why they won't mention it, because the game's coming out in 4 months, so you better hurry up. But this is what we get. We lost split screen for 60 frames per second. Was that really worth it? Was that tug of war? Did we truly win the battle of, yeah, we got an awesome feature? In my opinion, I do like 60 frames per second. I would like to see split screen, but as I mentioned in my last video, I didn't really think split screen really made a difference to Halo 5. Does it stink it's not in there? Of course it does. But do I think it's going to be a detriment to the entire game? I don't think it will be at all. So losing split screen to me isn't that big of an issue. I'd rather have a more working, fluent game than a frame rate drop, crappy piece of shit game that can barely run like the Master Chief Collection did at launch. And I do notice a big difference when it comes to the 60 frames per second in gameplay. When I saw Halo 3 in the Master Chief Collection and I saw it on YouTube at 1080p, I'm just like, it looks just like the 360 version. But then when I bumped it up to that 1080p 60 frames per second feature, I honestly did see a difference in the actual game. And when you actually play the game, it does feel genuinely very good. Just like with ODST, the game felt a lot more fluent than it did on the Xbox 360. And I'm not white knighting 343. Just because I say something positive about 343 doesn't mean I'm white knighting them for all the mistakes they've done in the past. They still fucked up on the Master Chief Collection. I will keep bringing that up because it's still an issue. What do you guys think about the 60 frames per second for campaign and multiplayer? I'm honestly very excited. I can't wait to play the game. I think this is a great thing for the Xbox One to have a game running at 60 frames per second. Thanks for watching my video. Let me know your thoughts. And once again, guys, have a good one. See you later.